Hello everyone and welcome to Tokens and Heft. I'm Lincoln and this week we're going to be talking about quite an old game called Dutch Blitz. I'm blanking at the moment on how old this game is, but it's definitely older than any board game or card game I personally own. The packaging isn't old, it's new. I bought this at like a Barnes & Noble's the other weekend. Because a friend of mine, some of our other friends had cobbled together 2 decks of like a Star Wars, just regular playing card game, and cobbled together their own deck for playing Dutch Blitz. Then at some point my friend got so into it that he picked up his own copy, much like this one, and we've been playing the hell out of it. It's only 4-player, unfortunately, though they do sell an expansion pack, which just boosts the number of players. It's a great game if you're just sitting around drinking with some friends. I could see this doing really well just at family gatherings. It's just a ton of fun, and it's really taken over a lot of our parties. I mean, I've got Cards Against Humanity, I've got Super FUD, I've got Werewolf, I've got all these other amazing games we could play. But there's something about Dutch Blitz. Plus, it doesn't take that long. Once you know what you're doing, games of this can go pretty quickly. With that being said, let's take a look at the thing. Yeah, it's just a wee little box of cards. There's a Pepsi. See? Not that big. Drinking on camera. Very professional. Let's get this box open. It's a little ripped, and I'm not too concerned about that. That's my own fault. Make sure I got everything from there. I almost want to make like a much nicer packaging for this. I mean, this box isn't bad, but I'd prefer something that's a little easier to get the cards into and out of. So let me divvy these things up. You get the rules of play. You also get. Hold on a sec. I thought I should have done this earlier. Making my life way easier if we just do it this way. Alright. See, we've got the plow. This feels extra thick. It's because it's the wrong deck. Alright, so there's a plow. There's a pump. There's a bucket in yellow. And there is a buggy. Or a carriage, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter which deck you use. All 4 decks are identical. The only reason they have different backs is so that for the scoring at the end of a round. Let's see. Unfortunately, I don't think anything's been shuffled up. But I will show you how to play Dutch Blitz. There might be some terminology and phrases that I'm not using, because I've learned the game from other people who've learned it from other people who've learned it from other people. It's that kind of a thing. And my friends and I, there's just like some terminology in the rule book for like what you call the certain piles and stuff. I have no idea what they are and haven't actually used them. Oh god. I can see the breakdown of colors. These haven't been shuffled yet, and I'm trying to shuffle them up, but look, you can tell where all the yellow cards are just from looking at that. Kind of unfortunate. Oy, this is going to have to get really shuffled before we actually play a first game. Alright, one more. And that'll be good enough. So, at the beginning of play, each player takes their deck, doles out 1, 2, 3 cards, and then tighten that up a bit. Then you deal 9 cards with the 10th one face up. In the rules, it actually says that all 10 cards are face up, but the way my friends and I have always played, it's been this way. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10th card face up. Ugh! The unshuffled deck is awful. This is a terrible starting hand. Though not that bad. Actually, let's move some stuff over, because I'm going to need room to show off the other thing. The goal of the game, well, there's two goals. In a round, you win and end the round if you're the first person to go through this entire pile. Whenever you are able to move a card off the pile, then you would flip up the next one. You do not actually end the round, though, until that final 10th card is gone from this 4th slot. Which, you know, you might be able to move it on to something else. Actually, I can in this instance. I'll show you that in a little bit. But yeah, just getting down to the last card in that pile doesn't do it. You have to get rid of that last card in that pile there. So, there's not a lot I can do at the beginning of a round here. Unless somebody else puts out a card in the center. I'll explain that in a minute. If you have a 1, you can put that out in the center. Then anyone with a 2 of the same color can put it on top of that, and that's how the game works. That's how you get rid of cards. Working on this center pile where everyone is distributing cards, and once a stack gets to the number 10, that's as high as it will go, and then you flip it over. At least we flip it over, or at least flip the top card over so we know that that stack is done. So you see, honestly, I can't do anything here. So then, you take what's left of your deck, and 3 cards at a time, pull them out, flip them over. I have a green 5 there. Not really going to help me. I can get it out, but it's not going to really help me. The unshuffled deck is really not helping this. So green 2. Let's say there's a green 1 out in the central play area. Then I can put that green 2 out. And then nobody else is playing something cool. I will put out my green 3. Now I have a blue 1, so I'll put that out on the table as well. Now I'm back down to this 5, which, unless someone played a 4... Hold on a sec. Unless someone played a 4, up here on this green pile, which was at 3 last I left it. If someone played a 4 on it, then I could come out here and drop this 5, and because of the poor shuffling, I have 5, 6, and 7, and could drop all of those cards. But just going with our example here, got nothing else. That 7 doesn't help. Oh, wait. That 7 does kind of help. Watch this. So, you can also do a little bit of solitaire with your own set of cards. You can place cards on top of other cards in descending order. 7, 6, 5, 4, things like that. But as the cards go through, they have to alternate between boy and girl. The red and blue cards are boys, the yellow and green cards are girls, and you can tell because in all 4 corners, they will have illustrations of Pennsylvania Dutch girls or Pennsylvania Dutch boys. So in this instance, if I wanted to, I could put that there, I can put this 6 there, and now this 5 can take over that empty spot, and I am 1 card closer to going through this. And now if you'll remember, there's a blue 1 up there. So this blue 2, if there's still a blue 1 with nothing on it yet, bam, I can throw that out there. Now I've got that green 4. That green 4, maybe that still needs to go out here on this green 3. When I pull that out, now I've got a red 4, and I can't do anything with it. But I have a 1 over here, so I should get that out. There's the 2 I have. Now I have a 5 and a 6 and a 7 I can put on that other one. This is all without any other players in there. There's no way you're actually going to get to do that. People are constantly slapping cards down. It is a fast-moving game. Woo! It's kind of hard to not to keep the instincts from taking over. There's a green 1, and trying to keep doing things. Oh, check this out. This 5, go down there. I can put this 4 down here. Pull that. That's an 8, which I actually do have a spot for. Again, this only really works out if no one else is playing. You'll not have this easy of a time. And there's no bloody reds out. And you'll see that while I've been freeing up space, I'm also starting to lock down cards I might need for other things later. It can be a bit tricky. And I know people who hate doing this. They try and avoid that, but you kind of need to. And the last time I played, I remember someone, at least one game, they ended the round real quick because there was not a lot going on out in the central area, but they were able to just blow through, with all the solitaire stuff, blow through this stack of cards. That's really about it. There's a little bit of the solitaire thing, but you're really just trying to get rid of those cards. And then, at the end of a round, once someone calls the end, all the cards are collected up. They are divvied up by the icon here on the back of their, or the symbol on the back of the cards. And then you will get 1 point for every card that you actually got out into the center. And you will lose 2 points for every card in your fourth pile. This pile here you're trying to empty completely out. All the other cards you haven't used, all the cards in your hand, those don't mean anything for scoring. Just whatever you didn't get out and whatever you were able to put up there. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's a 10-card deficit to overcome right off the bat. So if all these cards that I threw out there were all okay plays and what have you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, I'd have gotten 2 points. That, well, it's not a full game and there's a lot of things to be said, but you will still sometimes end up with only 2 points. There was one night where, you tend to play several rounds of this. I forget what the rules say to play to. I think it might be 50 or like maybe 75, something like that. A lot of time these days we'll play to 100 points because sometimes someone just is a runaway leader. But I spent the whole night going up and down with points. Like my score would be like 50 or 60, and then I'd just do terrible and chip away at that until it was back down to like 45 or 30 or something, and it just went up and down. I had some of our friends, brother and sister, they seemed to get about 16 points almost every round for like 4 or 5 rounds in a row, which was kind of weird. This is just an incredibly fun game. It's kind of hard to demonstrate properly, especially like without having like 2-player, I can't even, like 3-player this works. 4-player is definitely best. With more than that, it must be insane. But 4-player Dutch Blitz is an amazing way and a fun way to kill, like, or not kill, but spend like 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on how the chatter's going and stuff, with some friends while, sharing a few drinks or just kicking back. It's just a ton of fun, and it's a game that's wormed its way into our brains so just forcefully that I wasn't planning on picking up Dutch Blitz. I just happened to be in a store and I saw that it was for sale and immediately grabbed it without thinking. I'm like, nope, mine. This is definitely coming with me. Because I needed to have my own. I can't wait to introduce it to family, and my actual gaming group hasn't played this yet. We're used to playing the kind of games I normally review, which are more of these modern, big, crazy board games is the best way I can describe them. But we will have just as much fun with this. It still has everything you need. There's interactivity. You end up accidentally like screwing over other people. There's so many times where you'll notice a card that you can put a card down, and halfway through picking it up, someone else already slammed it down, and now your card can't go anywhere. And it's just a great little game. And God only knows how old this thing is. I mean, there's a bunch of informational text on the back, but that seems to be the only place for a barcode. Nicely done, everyone. I don't really have anything else more to say. I mean, I explained the way the game works. There's not a whole lot to it rules-wise. And it's just a ton of fun. So yeah, if you see this little guy, you might want to pick it up and give it a shot. If you like some fast-paced card games, it's a good one to try. And I don't know, maybe everyone in Pennsylvania should have it just because it's Pennsylvania Dutch game. Anyway, I've been linking for tokens and Heft. This has been Dutch Blitz. I will talk to you guys next time.